What's up, everybody? I'm Allie Burns from Picks and Parlays, and we got a round of NBA Total Chaos headed your way. Before we get started, I want to remind everybody about our sponsor, Caesar Sportsbook. They've got a brand new promo for you guys, all right? If you bet $20 on any college basketball game right now, they're going to drop $200 in free play money into your account. That's for all new accounts, of course, in legal states, and you must be over the age of 21 to participate. But check out Caesar Sportsbook, our official sponsor through the month of March. With me today, I've got two handicappers. I've got Scott Reichel from Winners and Winers. You can find him at Reichel Radio. You are 8-5 in the Total Chaos ring for this March. How you doing, Scott?
I'm doing pretty well. I believe last time I was on here, I got a sweep, so hopefully we get another one.
Yes, sir. 3-0 you were. Yes, you were. Cameron Ross, you've been crushing things. You were 7-3 forever, and then you just had a bad week. So we're 7-7 now. It happens sometimes. It happens. You can find him at I_am_Cam20 on Twitter. How's it going, Cam?
It's going. I hate that it's almost over, but it's going. Yeah, it's just devastating.
You know what else is going? Duke to the Final Four. Duke, baby! Reichel, did I not tell you
that, Scott? But Duke,
I told Scott Reichel and his partner Scott Steen over on Winners and Winers. I do their show every Friday called Back to the Window at 3 p.m. Eastern. I told you guys, I said, it is fate. It is destiny. He asked, what's your best bet of the day? UNC. UNC is going to play Duke in the Final Four. It happened for me, Scott. It happened.
I'm happy that it happened for you. I believe when you were on the show, I said my best bet was Miami against Iowa State, and they crushed them. I think you liked Iowa State in that one. But either way, yeah, Duke and Carolina playing each other for the first time in the NCAA tournament just so happens to potentially be Coach K's last game, maybe second to last game. We'll see what happens. But either
Watch
way,
your dirty mouth.
I'm just saying, either way, Duke's favored, so I guess they are expected to win, quote unquote.
Well, as the history books are written, which was the whole handicap I had behind the UNC UCLA game, was they just are going to win. And that's just how I felt, because I felt it was destiny. I think destiny continues. Duke plays Kansas. Duke wins it all. That's how the history is written. That's what I believe.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but nice call on Miami. I did not bet that game. I did say I was not going to bet that game. I did not bet that game. I did like Iowa State a lot, but I didn't have the cojones to get behind either squad.
I had Miami too.
You did too?
Iowa State couldn't score. I mean, it was a matter of can they get past 55, and they did. I think they got to 56. So congratulations, but they didn't. That wasn't enough to win the game.
I just love their coach so much. And I remember me and Steen saying to you that, you don't have to score if you can keep the other team from scoring. They could not keep the other team from scoring. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was not the case. All right, so let's get started. We're doing NBA Total Chaos. I'm going to give them the 5 NBA games that are going down this Tuesday, March the 29th. These guys are going to tell me if they go over or under. Scott Reichel from Winners and Winers, you are the champ, so you're going first. We got the Bucks at the 76ers, and the total is 227.5. Is it going over or under?
I'm going with the over here. They played twice this season. Milwaukee scored at least 118 points in each of those two meetings. We know, of course, with Embiid and with Harden, the 76ers have a high-powered offense. We also know that Harden doesn't really guard anybody. That definitely should help out with their, let's just say, defensive struggles against Milwaukee. But Milwaukee ranks tied for 4th in true shooting percentage. Philly ranks 11th, so both teams can score the ball with relative ease. And the over is 9-4 in the last 13 meetings. Total seems a bit too low. I think Milwaukee could reach 120 here. It wouldn't surprise me. And if that's the case, I think Philly should get to at least 110. Give me the over.
All right, Cameron Ross, agree or disagree on the first round out?
I agree with everything he said, but my biggest thing is I am going to go with the under because of Giannis. Giannis is day-to-day. Still, I think he's going to play, but with him being day-to-day, it may slow him down a bit. And, Philly, their big man's trying to win the MVP. They're trying to win the East. They got to do something. They're going to have to slow somebody down. He's right with Harden and Embiid. They're going to score the ball, but something's got to give, and I think it's going to go under.
The injury part's tricky, but when you're talking about Philly potentially winning the East, you have about 4 teams separated by about 1 game between 1 and 4.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming Milwaukee also wants to win the conference as well. So I do think Giannis will end up playing, if I had to guess.
I think he's going to play too, but sooner or later, the defenses are going to have to come on in.
Right. And it might be limited minutes or something like that as well.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Good points out of both you, as always. We got the Bulls at the Wizards. Cameron Ross, it's 224.5. Are we taking it over or under?
No, I'm actually going to go under here. The Wizards, they've been trending towards the over. The Bulls have scored a lot of points as well lately. But again, with the injuries, no Kyle Kuzma here for the Wizards. And the Bulls are another one of those teams, not so much competing for the top spot, but they are competing for a high seed in the East. And to make the playoffs, to get the good seeding, you have to beat bad teams, even on the road. I think the Bulls will do enough to get the win and cover here, but force this game to go under as well.
Okay. Scott Reichel, what do you think?
I found this one very tricky because the 2 regular season meetings so far have had at least 239 points. But of course, those were a while ago, and you had different injury situations for both teams. I'm actually going to go with the under in this one as well. Chicago offensively has really not been that great lately. You can just go through the last couple of games, scored 98 in a win against Cleveland, scored 98 against Milwaukee, scored 109 against New Orleans, 102 against Phoenix. They're not really scoring many points right now, whether that's injury-based or not. Washington, we've seen them have okay games against Golden State, for example, offensively, but for the most part, not exactly a great offensive team. They scored less than 103 in 3 of their last 4 games. I see them struggling to break, I'd say, 105 in this game. It'll be close, but I do think eventually this game will land probably in the high 210s.
All right. So under, we agree. People at home, when they agree, those picks tend to be the money makers on the show. We're talking Pistons at the Nets, 229.5. Back to you, Scott.
I'm actually going to this game, so I'm rooting for a lot of points.
That's fun.
But I'm actually going to go with the under in this one. I know that the Nets with Kyrie and KD, people blindly will take the over because offensively they're insane. But each of the first 3 meetings have had less than 221 points. Detroit has actually scored less than 105 points in each meeting. So offensively, they have really struggled against the Nets. Detroit has also scored less than 103 points in each of its last 2 games. Now, the Nets could potentially score 130, which is going to be a problem for an under. But if the Nets get to 120 or something like that, I'm not sure the Pistons are going to help out that much. I actually like the under.
All right. Cameron Ross, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I agree with him. The Nets, they can fill it up. They got 2 walking 30 balls, potential 40 balls in their lineup. And, Kyrie, he can play home games now. He didn't play well in his first home game. So I would have,
Duke, baby.
Duke, baby.
Sorry.
I would imagine he's going to wake up and play better here. But as he said, Brooklyn's going to fill it up, but Detroit doesn't. So, I think Brooklyn will score in the teens, 1 teens, potentially 120s, but Detroit's not going to do much to help with the total, so I'm going to go under.
You also might have a blowout factor, which we saw against Miami, where the Nets just didn't use KD or Kyrie for the 4th quarter, and the bench unit for the Nets, I believe, scored 0 points in 7 straight minutes. It's one of the worst bench units I've ever seen. So if there's a chance the Nets are up 25 and they bench Kyrie and KD, this entire bench unit mop-up squad is a disaster, and that's going to absolutely kill an over. So just keep that in mind as well.
That's a good call. I'm glad you guys agreed on that one. All right, so Lakers are at the Mavericks. It's 219. Cam, keep on rolling.
I hate Lakers games. But
just fade them. You win money.
Yeah, I do so much.
It's Steve Alford and the Lakers. Full-time job. Fading them is just a full-time job. Yep.
But, LeBron is day-to-day. Dwight is day-to-day. Dwight Howard isn't the same guy he used to be. Anthony Davis is still out. But with the number being as high as it is, it makes you think that he's for sure not going to play. The Mavericks are playing well as of late. They're scoring the ball pretty well, but they're holding opponents down on that same end. I think the Lakers are just over it. I think the Mavericks are going to win. I wouldn't touch this big number, but I think this one's going to go under.
Under we go. All right, Scott, what do you think?
Yeah, we're on the same page. LeBron's
Beautiful.
technically day-to-day. I think he's more doubtful. I don't think he's going to play, especially after injuring the ankle last time out. Anthony Davis still not expected to return in time for this game. They played twice this season. Each of the first two meetings had less than 214 points. Dallas also ranks dead last in terms of pace. So they really like to slow the ball down into the half court. And the Lakers, without AD and LeBron, I mean, what do you got to hope for a 30-point piece from Westbrook if you want to go over, and I'm not sure that's even going to do it. I got to go with the under, because even if Dallas scores 110, or even if they score, for example, 120, I'm not sure the Lakers get to 100 in this one, so I got to go with the under.
Good read. Good read on that. Jazz Clippers 215, another low number. I saw this opened at a 213.5, and it's up to a 215. Low either way. Reichel, is it low for a reason, or are we taking it over?
This is such a tough call because both teams have been so bad offensively recently. But at least, for balance, and the Clippers have been terrible defensively too. So at least, they're consistent. But I'm actually going to go with the under in this one. You can make a case either way, but both teams are on the slower side in terms of pace. Utah ranks 22nd. The Clippers rank 18th. Both teams solid at defense. Both teams are top 10 in defensive efficiency. But Utah has scored less than 102 points in each of the last three games, while the Clippers have scored less than 101 points in three of its last four games. Both teams just can't score the ball, and we know that Gobert's an elite defensive center. We know that the Clippers, for the problems that they've had, they have been a pretty good defensive team this season. I don't want to be boring and take a bunch of unders, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take an under because I don't really trust either offense right now.
Well, I'm not mad at you. If that's the play, that's the play all day. Cam, do you think that's the play?
Yeah, I do. I agree. The Clippers, they've lost their last 5 games. The Jazz have lost their last 4 games. No Paul George, no Norman Powell. Brandon Boston's day-to-day. Rudy's day-to-day. Both teams are going to put part of a team on the floor. And they're both just kind of floundering right now. Neither one of them is playing well. This one's going to be ugly. 213, 215, whatever it is. As crazy as it sounds, that just seems like it's too much. I'm going to go under 2.
It's also tough when your second leading scorer for a team, Boyan, is out and he's been injured for a while, which is kind of why Utah's offense has completely cratered for the last couple of weeks. Once again, unless Mitchell goes for 30-plus points, I don't really like Conley that much. We know Clarkson's inconsistent, but he's mostly a bench guy. There's not many weapons on either side right now, at least the way I look at it.
There's not.
Yeah, end of the day. All right, so let's do some recapping. How about that? But before we do, I want to remind everybody to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. That way we can keep pushing out all this free content to y'all. And don't forget about the sponsor, Caesar Sportsbook. It's a great deal for all new accounts, $20 when you sign up with Caesars. That's all you've got to bet on a college basketball game, and they'll drop an extra $200 in free play money into your account. Scott Reichel, you're new to the Total Chaos Ring, but you're already crushing it. You just come on in March from Winners and Whiners. Winners and Whiners and Picks and Parlays merged into a Max Wagers network, y'all. If you haven't heard about it, meet Scott Reichel. Where can everyone find you, and what do you have to give them when they do?
So you can find me on Twitter down below at Reichel Radio. Besides that, doing my daily pick show every night on the Winners and Whiners YouTube page. Also doing the Back to the Window show, as you talked about before, with my co-host Scott Steen. Unfortunately, not going to be on the show with him tomorrow for Total Chaos. I'll be on the actual show, so that's why I'm on here for Monday. But still, it's going to be nice, just going through all the games every day. And we also have a live chat box. So if you have any questions on some games, you can hit us up and we'll answer your questions.
Yes, you guys are great. I love your show. I watch y'all's show, and I watch your free pick videos, and I like them too. So
thank you. Do you like the hat edition, by the way, at the end of the show?
I don't mind the hat. Okay. I hadn't really thought about it.
I have it right here. That's why I was curious.
I hadn't really thought about it. All right, let me watch the next one and see how I feel now that I'm looking for it. Okay. But no, you're a great addition. You guys are both, you and Scott and Chris King are all really sharp guys. I love watching your content, and I love being a guest on your shows. So thank you for being a guest on mine. Cameron Ross, another guest on my Morningwood show, where you're crushing it. That luxurious hair has you at like 13-3 on your Morningwood free picks. you can find Cameron Ross over at picksandparlays.net. That's where he sells his premium plays, his best bets. Use the promo code MAX to save you 20% off of them. Cam, what can the people expect to find from you if they're looking to buy your premium bets?
15-3.
15-3. Sorry,
yeah.
15-3.
But no, right now it's just full basketball. I know I'm gonna switch into the NBA. I do the NBA, but I do college basketball heavy. But I'm gonna swing into baseball in the coming weeks. But right now, every day is just full slates, just packed in as much as we can get.
I have you as number 3 for all of 2022 over at the picksandparlays.net leaderboards. Number 3 out of the whole entire website. So congratulations, Cam. Again, use that promo code MAX. MAX will save you 20% off all of Cam's best bets and packages. Okay, so let's recap it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We're talking the Bucks at the 76ers, 227.5. The only one you guys disagreed on. Scott's going to go over and Cam goes under. So this is what it all comes down to. But that's lucky for the viewers because when they agreed, those are the money makers. Bulls 224.5. They're both going under. Pistons Nets 229.5 under again. Lakers Mavericks 219. Where are these points going to come from, Lakers? Where did they come from? We're taking it under. And then Jazz Clippers 215 under again. You guys are some undertakers today. So that's how we're playing this round of Total Chaos. Like I always say, thank you guys for joining me and may the best capper win.
Duke, baby.
Duke, baby.